So children.
Really? Oh.
Yes.
Are they down here?
Yes, so my whole family, my immediate family's down here. You know, my older daughter has 2 boys, and my younger daughter has 1 girl.
Oh,
And then I have my 18-year-old son.
oh, that's nice.
Right.
When did you come down to Florida?
Came here in 1983, so I've been
Oh.
September of '83.
Yeah.
So then my in-laws moved to Port Orange, which I'd never heard of until I came down. And started working immediately for the school system because I was a teacher up north. I started as a teacher at Mainland High School and then went into school administration 5 years later. So I've been a school administrator for 22 years in Florida. And I've been in Port Orange schools since 1991, so that's 19 years.
Well, you have been here a long time.
Yeah, I've been here a while.
Right. We came down in '94, and I think that's a long time.
Right.
Yeah, you're really Floridian.
Right.
But you still remember what it's like in Northeast?
Well, yeah, I mean, I grew up in Northeast New Jersey and right across the river from New York City, so,
Yeah.
you know, I know how the political machine worked up there as compared to down here. There's a big difference, at least at the local level.
I liked a lot of things better when I came down here, and I'm
Right.
sure they still are a lot better than
Right.
what goes on. I mean, there's still
Absolutely.
locking people up there for corruption and stuff like
Well,
that.
when I got my teaching job, I got interviewed by the mayor of my hometown in order to get the teaching position.
Really?
That's correct.
Why? He was down here?
No, I'm not in Florida. This is in New Jersey when I first started. When I first got my first teaching position in New Jersey, the school districts were run individually by each town had their own school board, but the mayor controlled the school board. So when I wanted the teaching position, I had to go see the mayor of the town, and his response to any questioning basically was built around the concept of what is it that I could do for his re-election campaign. So that's the way it was in New Jersey.
What position do you have now in Creekside?
I'm an assistant principal. I'm in charge of 6th grade this year. I rotate with the kids. Last year I had 8th grade. Now I go to 6th grade and move up with them.
What did you do your thesis on?
Well, I mean,
A doctorate thesis?
I don't have a doctorate degree.
Oh, you know, I thought they were calling you a doctor.
Well, that was a term that the mayor came up with.
Oh.
Okay, and I believe that the mayor did that for various reasons. It was kind of just a kind of little joking around between he and I think because of my bald head, I think I reminded him of Dr. Phil. So for some reason he started calling me doctor, and so I get some mail once in a while addressing me on city business as Dr. Bob, but I'm not a doctor. I have my master's degree, but I don't have a PhD.
I always thought you did.
No.
And he called you doctor.
Right.
Hey, that's some bad information that's coming from City Hall.
Right.
That's right. out
He
there.
did it again. His feeling on the council is we don't take each other's that seriously, but we take what we do seriously, and that's a pretty good.
Oh
way to
yeah.
put it.
It's a I don't want to say lay back. It's a congenial meeting on TV for us to watch.
There is not any adversarial communication between any of the council members, and you know. But when you have a city manager that has established a tone for 25 plus years, and you got a mayor. Hello, how are you, ma'am?
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Joan, Bob
Yeah.
Pohlmann.
Hi,
Have you
Joan.
met?
Nice
I've seen him on TV.
Seen him on TV.
So you know, we just have a real good atmosphere that's created on our council.
That's good. But Ted Notfall thought that there's no spirit of debate and there's no discussing of issues in front of the people on POG TV, and I've noted that too before.
Right.
In fact, let me jump into a specific since we've hit that spot already. If we go back to the Bronx Landing group that appeared before you,
Right.
1 week you wanted to promise them that there would be no park built in that area that they were concerned about. The next week,
Excuse me, I'm going.
okay, have a nice time.
Okay. You know where I'll be.
Okay, you're going on your motorcycle?
Yeah.
She's got an electric
Okay.
wheel cart. My daughter She lives at 36, he's a quad, so
Right.
I say right next door, but you just got to go around the
Right.
way to the other side. So that's very nice. By the way, we all went to, well, Joan didn't go, she doesn't eat much. She takes a lot of medicine for a bad back and bad bursitis in the hips. But my daughter and my son-in-law went, and they did justice to the meal. We went to the brunch at
Oh, okay.
the golf club. It was great.
Oh, out here at the Cypress Head?
Cyprus. It
Yeah,
was
I want to get out there myself.
excellent. We want to go. And I met Stephen, the new head cook, or the new chef.
Right.
And he's from Long Island. He's from Babylon, which is where my headquarters was stationed. I knew. We got talking, and he, nice guy.
Right.
And he lived down where Bob Moses used to live. I don't know if you know Robert Moses, the power broker. Big wheel deal in New York City.
Near Moses State Park or something?
Yeah, Moses State Park. Was,
Right.
yeah. But he started in New York City and built the city park system, the Tri-Borough Bridge and Tunnel
Right.
Authority, and then the park was done all there. He lived not far away from Bob Moses.
Okay, so you were questioning about the Boggs Landing people that were?
Yes. Now the following week, you reversed yourself and
Right.
had second thoughts about it.
Correct.
Did you know that the mayor also was going to show up and say that we should not grant him a promise that we will not build a park?
Well, again, nothing, no, I have no way of knowing because there's no communication between any of us prior to any council meeting. So we do hear from residents, and a point was brought up that why should we spend X amount of money for a particular piece of property that's on the piece of water and not have it accessible to our residents. And you know, I don't think changing an opinion on something is a bad thing. I think I don't see that as a sign of weakness. I see that as a sign of strength, okay, because you're willing to be flexible in your meetings. At the initial meeting, when we had all the hysteria that came with the people from Boggs Landing coming up and expressing their displeasure of that, okay, you know, and our way of handling things in the city is to try and make it work out for everybody, not just us versus them type of mentality. So I think the initial response was, let's work together to eliminate any fears that people might have that big bad Port Orange is coming in to take over their neighborhood. That's never been, you know, that's never really been a problem for any people surrounding Port Orange, you know. So people have this feeling that Port Orange is out to grab property and bring it into the city when that's never been the city's intention, and the city has never grabbed property for the sake of grabbing it. Anybody that's come into the city has come in under their own volition. They've chosen to do that.
Yeah, and yet that misidea or fear seems to have been expressed by the county of Volusia.
Right.
That the city wants to take over things.
Right.
Where do you think that started?
I think it goes back to, well, I can't say 100% sure, but I think it goes back 30 years or so, you know, maybe prior to the 1980s. Again, I'm not 100% sure, but I don't know. Maybe it's a jealousy thing. So Port Orange has been extremely successful over the last 30 years. So I can't specifically point to any reason why. You know, we've always done things right. My experience with the city, from my 7 years on the council, it'll be 7 years in November that I was elected, is that the city does things above board. We do it the right way. We set standards that everybody else should follow. We're 10, 15, 20 years ahead of other cities. Our previous councils have had the vision, along with the mayor, who's done a great job as mayor over the years, establishing what the end product should be for the city of Port Orange. You know, they went out in 80s or early 80s